war against the Nighthaunt goes well. At least for now. The Stormcast, or the Stonecast as we call them, for their glorious statue-like appearance, have marched forward on their short legs. The Judicators have fired some shots. We took out a Spirit Host. There was a Cairnwraith, somewhere around there I believe. He got shot by long strikes, Judicators. And then we had the Lord Arcanum on his little Griff charger down here. The winds are Ferric! He's over here after a successful charge in some more Spirit Hosts. Unfortunately, I was meant to conquer the objective by removing the Spirit Hosts. I did not conquer the objective, therefore I do not get those points. However, we hold 1 and we hold 2 objectives, not more, but for now, 2-0. Over to the Nighthaunt. Ooh. 2-1.
So, Nighthaunt, turn 1. Ghostly ghouls, well, not ghouls, remnants of whatever we had left. It looked like it made a stupid decision from the Cairnwraith general after he lost his brother in turn 1, but he thought not of it, and from the grave he rose the entire army. So what was waiting off the board, we thought we'd do a little revenge. And we couldn't do anything in our command phase because our intrepid hero was off the board. So, but we went and called Savage Spearhead, and we thought that the lovely twin Mongols, Bert and Ernie, could pop about the ground and maybe do the job for us. Not only did they pop out the ground, but they also got incredibly hungry and revenged their dear cousin Cairnwraith and smacked straight into Mr. Lantern-carrying Stormcast guy. Not only did we hit him so fast, we hit him so quick that one of them charged on a 10. They got to fight before even combat had begun. So through that, we swallowed him whole. Meanwhile, over here, the Griffhand Charger chap who'd beaten up our lovely Orruk-style Spirit Hosts retreated, tactically may I add, a French-style charge, and came in, jumped on to try to seek revenge, managed to put a massive 5 wounds on him, fishing for those 6s for the mortal wounds from the frightful touch. And that was it. So effectively, there was a redeployment from the Judicators who didn't feel like being jumped on by the entire set of ghosts. A clever one, because he rolled a 6. Other than that, yeah, okay, we've got, we scored 1, scored 2, scored more. Savage Spearhead was scored 2, done with monsters, gave us 6. So 6 plays 2, round 1. And a little roll of a dice, and we'll see if we can possibly steal turn 2. A 5. Oh! So Craig gets to decide. What's it going to be, Craig?
Back in the grave for you. Well, turn 2. For the Redeemers of the Storm Host. We said we would put some ghosts back in the ground, and we have. Over on this objective, the ghosts that had tactically retreated, just like the French apparently, were shot from behind by the knight with the wings. The Castellan charged in alongside the Lord Arcanum on his little Griff Charger to help fight that out. And the Evocators had a look at some ghosts, and the ghosts basically ran away after being hit a lot. However, further down, the ghosts are putting up a much bigger fight. We attacked the Cairnwraith, put a wound on it in the end. Work in progress. But the Mongols, they're fierce fighting, but I'm a fierce defender. But ultimately that doesn't really make the situation better. 10 models versus 7. I didn't take this objective. So it's still under the control of ghosts. This time. There's always time. But for now, we achieved our battle tactic of Savage Spearhead. with the Lord Castellan and the Knight Azeroth in deployment zone. We score 1, score 2. We don't score more on this occasion. Brings it up to 6 points, plays 6. However, the ghosts are fighting back.
So, welcome back. Nighthaunt, turn 2. So, the Stormcast stole our turn 2, and we had to wait, had to bide our time, had to take our punches. So, had to do a bit of rethinking. So, we figured, why don't we go a heal? So, we healed the wound on the Un General, and he is now fixed back to his mighty 4 wounds. That's right, 4 wounds. I hear you thinking how OP that is. So we did that. Then we thought, what should we do? Let's go for a battle tactic. Let's go ferocious advance. So I picked these 3 units of ghosts just to run around in a little circle, holding what hands they were, or remembering the hands they had, touching, having their frightful touch on each other, and achieve that one. We thought we had a ghost here, and we thought he's not really going to have a great time. So we popped the command point and brought him all the way back to his lord and master and brought him across the board. Meanwhile, we were really upset about these Judicators redeploying last time, so we thought, let's jump on them. And we got them. Got really lucky, got a 10-inch charge with these 2 chaps, and they managed to fight twice. Obviously, one they rolled 10, fought, and obviously effectively it was like 3 units fighting. Meanwhile in here, the trolls got very angry, the troll ghosts, and they ran all the way in, and they tickled a load of the Secretors, and along with Bert and Ernie, finally, when Bert and Ernie could only kill 3.5 last time, we managed to wipe 7 out this time, and the whole unit was gone, swallowed. So at that point, we'd scored 1, scored 2, and didn't score more, because it was the same as Craig, but we had achieved our battle tactic, and then we thought, you know what, whilst we're here, standing right next to the centre of the objective, let's burn it. So we desecrated it, got rid of it, and at the end of turn 2, it's 11 plays 6. So we've got a little roll, wondering that whoever wins this might not get to decide who burns. But here we go. Oh dear. I got a 1, he got a 5. Unless that was my one. Do you remember that one? No. No. So, what would you like to do?
I think I need to put more Nighthaunt back into the ground.
Your turn 3. See you soon.
Well, dear viewers, it is apparent that when facing the dead...
Round of 1. They're sponsored by the turn.
Well, we're sponsored by the round of 1, but when facing the dead, they might be dead, but they seem to have eons more experience than you did. This round was, yes, like we said, sponsored by the round of 1, and anything but, and the rest of it. So the general plan was, this is a battle line unit. We went broken ranks, and we were to kill the battle line unit. This had 1 more model than it currently does. We shot the Judicators into it. The long strikes. There was another. Lots of mortal wounds, they say. There were no mortal wounds. Not enough, anyway. And then over here, we made a beeline for this objective. And all we really needed was a 2-up on several run rolls. 1, 1, and 1 again. And the dastardly Nighthaunt, because I chose to take turn 3, removed this objective. It is no longer here. So as such, I had no point to score. But I have 1, and I have 2. 1 pesky Nighthaunt base is not going to stop me holding this one. We'll ignore that. However, turn 3, and I go into it with only 2 points, as 8 versus 11. I'm on the back foot. And the Stormcast are starting to lose a little bit of everything. I'll see you in the morning. 1.
Go. So, turn 3. Well, they stole it off us, but we want it back. So we keep burning things. So we went through the tactic of conquer. And we thought to ourselves, a Heraldor and 2 long strikes that aren't really that good at combat, we thought maybe we could beat those up. Turns out we can. So what did we do at first? Well, at first we moved Mr. Cainwraith along. We'd healed with the ruler of the underworld, I believe it is, or we added D3 extra number of units of Spirit Host back, so we put 2 more Spirit Hosts back into the Demigryph unit. We retreated out the I don't die from broken ranks unit of Spirit Hosts, and then the Demigryphs, they were told to heal boy, and they came all the way over the battlefield to the Cairn Wraith, and then everyone decided to discharge everything they could. And even the doggies charged in on the Heraldor, the trolls charged in, Burton in and charged in. Poor old Ernie was shot to death on the way in, and he's now sitting on a massive 7 wounds, even after swallowing, having a lovely chew on some long strikes. Over here, we basically plays Devil's Advocate, knowing we couldn't really take on all this grand might of the Stormcast. So we just tagged a Venator, put a couple of wounds on him, drew the objective, and retreated back here, holding here, sort of trying to feign away, if you like. Could really like, for once, to have a turn, because that has now put me on 16 plays 8, because I decided to burn the objective. And let's see, dear viewer. A 6, a 4.
So,
the dawn is a long way away. The dawn is a long way. Time for my turn 4. Oh, dear viewer, turn 4. Finally, got a turn, got a double turn. Had a dilemma. Wasn't sure. Could I risk going for the broken ranks or the monstrous takeover? Figured when you want the broken ranks, it doesn't happen. When you want the monstrous takeover, that's the safer one. So I went monstrous takeover, and of course what happened? Not only did I take it over, I hit the Judicators, and I killed all the Judicators as well. And there's absolutely no way that would have happened if I'd wanted it. So I've probably knackered myself a little bit for round 5, but take the points whilst you can, I say. So went over, we run all over, decimated what we could, wiped out that side of the board, took the scored 1, scored 2, scored more, because amazingly at that point we were 3 objectives out of 6 left. Then obviously did monstrous takeover, took me to 5, and then I thought, what the heck, let's set the objective on fire, burned it. So now we only have 2 objectives left on the board, gives me 6, which took me to 22 place 4. Wasn't much else to tell apart from we were still tying up here. I've got a sacrificial unit here. I moved a few units around, brought a couple more back from the dead, so to reinvigor those ones. But poor old Ernie got shot again on the way in, got exploded on again on the way in, and when he attacked, he didn't even eat anything. He left it all to Bert to do, so he didn't even heal. So he has 1 wound left. But I think he's done his bit now. So Bert's looking after him. He's taken the 3. And yeah, I'm going to see what Craig can do in his turn 4, hopefully. Nothing. Over to you.
The night is nearly over, and the Stormcast are not looking very well. They may be looking statuesque, but they're all broken in pieces on the ground. So we made a gambit. We went for aggressive expansion to capture the 2 objectives at the back. In hindsight, this was probably not the best idea, but we went with it anyway. And it relied on Lord Arcanum on his trusty Gryph-hound, racing across the fields to roll a 9. He did not. The Evocators, however, fought will delete some ghosts, and they are banished back to the afterlife in a blurry of staves. The Night Venator, however, did a little bit cheeky, because the Mongol that was in this approximate location has fallen to a star-fated arrow. However, what I should have done was bring it down, because I brought it down. But enough of that. I score for 1 objective, I don't score for 2, but I did bring a monster down, so that leaves me at 10 points. And we come round to that moment, the turn 5 priority.
3 plays 2.
I'm going to salvage my dignity a little bit and see what happens. Well, the sun is cresting the horizon. I've made a desperate last attempt up here for a few more points. The Lord Arcanum jumped in, charged. Arcane bolt in his hand. We managed to take another ghost. But ultimately, it was enough to hold on to the objective. The Lord Celestant also holding on to an objective, and then he set torch to it, gaining another point. Down here, however, Knight Venator thought he could bring the mighty beast down, flinging all the arrows he had. Wasn't enough. At the last moment, he pulls up, not charging into combat, sitting by mystical terrain to help just live that little bit longer. 4 more points though. 1, 2 and more. And another burning gives me 14 from the turn 5. It ain't going to catch the 22, but it's shortening the lead. 1.
The dawn breaks through the window of the Stormkeep, and yet we are still here. The remnants of the Stormcast. It's done. Our work is done. We push through. Over on the right flank, before we build up to the epic finish, we stormed the keep. The Knight Venator had come across and hurt dear Ernie and killed Ernie earlier with his star-fated bow, but was not happy. Not only did he kill him, but he got a 10 on the charge, so he didn't even bother going to the combat phase. He fought out of sequence and ripped the wings from the Venator and sent him back to the realm he came from. Meanwhile, we thought, the Cairnwraith thought, you know what, we've breached the walls of the Stormkeep that much. Let's slay the master of the keep. Let's go for slay the Warlord. The mighty Warlord was standing with a full 8 wounds at the beginning. We thought of forlorn hope, but as the final rolls went in, we left him with 1 wound left. And mortally wounded, possibly die later from our frightful touch. But we'll leave this field now. We've done our bit. We've broken the keep. We scored 1, scored more, failed the battle tactic, but kept our battle line units alive, took every soul back for Nagash of his battle line, giving us 27, place 14, and now to the conclusion. So, conclusion time. So, a win in the end for the Nighthaunt, broke the keep.
Yeah.
Where did it all go wrong?
It started on the first turn where I didn't choose the proper battle tactic.
Yeah, Conquer was a bit, shall we say, a bit Stormcast-like to be that kind of, shall we say, arrogant that you could just
one model down, I would have had it. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Arrogant. That you couldn't have just gone Savage Spearhead. And no, you refused to. You just said, no, we are the Stormcast, we can do what the heck we like, and we're doing it. Turns out, can't.
No.
But, man of the match?
Oh, Lord Arcanum
on his
Griff
charger
thing. He's died about twice.
He's ridiculous.
And he's still not dead.
I'm going to heal things. Oh, if I roll above is it a 7 or an 8?
8.
If I roll above an 8, I heal D6 wounds every single time. 11, D6, 5, 6. That.
He was the best dice.
Oh, I'd have had him. I nearly had him down here.
Despite the being sponsored by the Roll of One.
Yes, you did have there were 2 key moments probably for you. The arrogance of turn 1 and the
but we're Stormcast.
The arrogance of thinking that you can kill a little battle line unit with 400 guns. Turns out the internet's wrong. Yeah.
I don't approve of long strikes. I see them on paper and then I see them on here and I'm like...
Well, you haven't got 6 and 8 dragons. So, normally it's not the long strikes, is it? It's the fact that their big winged friends are doing all the things and they're just,
there is...
Yeah.
But he deep strikes every turn.
Got to admit, I'm very glad there's not 11 Griff, Hound, Chargery, Lord, Arcane and whatever they are dudes, because that's really annoying. That whole... Because in the old days, it used to be 6d6, let's see how far we go.
And
now,
I think it was once per battle.
I don't know if it was all the time, but it was definitely just movement.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, you know what I want to do? I just want to go and land. That was insanely powerful and good. And with a great save and a healing spell. And Yeah. So, yeah, definitely your man in the match.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, absolute fantastic. He was definitely reborn from a good time. So, yeah, I was happy with the Nighthaunt, the coming up and the guy. He looked bad at first because you like killed out Cairn Wraith straight away. I thought, oh, this is not going to go well.
He was only 4 wounds.
He was only 4 wounds, but he didn't deserve that. Like, you just, you know, it was like a paper bag and a blooming water pistol. It was ridiculous. You just went straight through him. Meanwhile, over on the other side, the one that clearly showed why he was the general of the Cairn Wraiths, he shrugged off saves, bounced
shrugged
things,
off everything.
Healed.
He did Lord Arcanum proud.
Yeah, he whistled things back across. He grew Spirit Host back. Told Bert and Ernie what to do. You know, and yeah, poor old Ernie. We don't talk about that. But anyway, poor old Ernie.
He was fated. That's all I'm gonna say.
Anyway, Bert got the revenge. He's currently having chicken wings. He's enjoying eating that Venator. That really feeded him up nice. Yeah, so it's a good Feral Foray. It's a good one because you can't burn them all at once. You can only burn one per turn, and it only can be your opponent's.
You don't automatically get the aggressive expansion because
the
territories are slap bang together now.
Yeah, so you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to choose aggressive expansion." That's the easy one. No, you actually have to think a little bit about your battle tactics, which did help the swing. So yeah, and fair play to those Secretors.
Secretors, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 10 wounds you had. And you can either power the hitting, basically, or power
the hitting, power
the shields, yeah. And to give yourself basically a 5-up shrug, is...
I miss my Plague Bearers.
Yeah, you turn them into Plague Bearers. They just don't want to die. So I can't imagine more of those. Thank goodness they can't come back anymore on a 5-up because I'd have cried. Other than that, yeah, that was a great game. It was good to see sort of AOS 2...
Yeah,
opening
we
box.
Down back in edition.
Yeah, to see Stormcast versus Nighthaunt. It was nice. It was good nip and tuck. I'd like to do them again because I think in a different scenario, different day, things were definitely less different.
Ones.
Yeah, less ones. I mean, Mr. Tanky Lantern didn't even get to really do much. He was like, "Oh, I've shown my lantern on the Griff Shadow. Oh, he's over there. What was that? Oh God, 2 Mongols." And then that was it. And then his Griffhound should have told him really. He didn't. Clearly didn't see it coming.
No, he didn't say anything.
Yeah,
nor did explosions of anything do much good.
Yeah, how many explosions did you do? And I think you did like 1, 2 6s maybe.
I think I did 2 mortal wounds from explosions, despite the fact everyone exploded around the entire battle when they died, except the Evocators, because they refused to die and just beat everything.
Yeah, I can see why they were powerful before. I mean, they're only 4-inch movement, but 3 attacks a piece, isn't it? 2? 3 attacks each. They're a wizard, and then they do the river dance after.
And they're 2 damage on each hit. Yes,
no rend, but who needs rend these days, right?
Well, you don't care about rend anyway.
I don't care about rend. It was like 4 up, isn't it? Just roll a 4 up. Yeah, they're a bit naughty. And I like the guy, when he had the old swizzle cloak. He's lost his mortal wounds swizzle cloak, but mortal wounds in combat now. So it was good fun. It was nice to see lots of different units. And yeah, Adjudicators. I'm glad you didn't have really too many more of those. They're a bit naughty.
Yeah.
It's like 6s. Yeah, it's mortal wound. 6s. Yeah, it's mortal wound. Yeah, they're still one of my favourite Stormcast units, but it was good. I liked it. So hopefully you guys all liked it, and if you did, please comment. We'd like to see some more comments, good or bad. We're big boys now. We won't cry. We're just going to try and keep you entertained, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Huge thanks again to all our Patreons, even the ones that don't get the mention on the show because, you didn't pay enough. But, the Master, we thank you, Sean Ricketts. We thank you eternally from the bottom of our hearts. And we thank you, Scott Smith. And we also thank you, Adam Rawson. Thank you very much for your support because without you, we couldn't be here doing this now. So... or making it even great for everyone. We'd still do it, to be honest. If you didn't watch, we'd still do it. But, we're going to do it anyway. But thank you for encouraging us. And we hope to keep bringing you many, many more good battle reports, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us what you want to see what you want to try out. We haven't got access to everything. We're not Warhammer World, but we'll give it a go.
We'll give it a really good go.
We'll give it a good go. So, subscribe, like, comment, say hello, anything. Yeah, watch this space. And we'll see you on the next one. All right.
Bye.
Bye.